Remember, remember the 5th of November, the gunpowder treason and plot. I know of no reason why the gunpowder treason should ever be forgot. Guy Fawkes and his companions did the scheme contrive to blow the king and parliament all up alive. 70 barrels laid below to prove old England's overthrow. But by God's providence, him they catch with a dark lantern, lighting a match, a stick and a stake for King James' sake. If you won't give me one, I'll take two, the better for me and the worse for you. A rope to hang the Pope, a pennyworth of cheese to choke him, a pint of beer to wash it down, and a jolly good fire to burn him. Halloa, boys, make the bells ring. Halloa, boys, God save the King. Hip, hip, hooray. Hey, it is the 5th of November, and I am having a quick real history short chat with Rare. I have introduced you to Rare as the original Walk and Talk, and he's in the Amazon, but he is from the UK, and he is here to tell us what his personal connection to the gunpowder treason plot and Guy Fawkes Day is. Hello, Rare.
Hi, Melissa. Hi, all. Yes, yeah. Today's for our family, for my family on my mother's side. My mother's half English and half Breton. Breton being the Celts from France. I guess that's where I get my allergy to tyranny, but also I think I get it from the English side. Because it was my grandmother's sister. She was called Aunt Bill. God bless her. And she did all of the research for our family tree and our family history on the English side. And it was her that discovered that we were related. When I was a child, I had heard around the family that we were related to Guy Fawkes or someone to do with the gunpowder plot, But then later I found out the person we were related to is the Percy family, which was a noble family in the north of England. And Sir Thomas Percy, one of the head conspirators of the gunpowder plot, is a direct relation. I'm the 11th great-grandson. He's my 11th great-grandfather.
Wow.
Sir Thomas Percy was the guy who rented the cellar and was some of the key brains behind the plot itself, putting Guido being the man hired to strike the match. And Sir Thomas Percy was shot. He wasn't hung, drawn and quartered like the others. There was a team out to look for these people, and they found them, and he was shot by the establishment. I'm not so sure it's pretty incredible to come from that lineage. And if you go even further back with the Percy family, there's another Percy who was a saint. He was made a saint after he had died posthumously for protecting the Catholics at the time.
Interesting. Yeah. Well, the dispatching of these conspirators was really swift because it was the 5th of November and they shot him on the 8th of November.
That's right.
So it was really quick. It said here that Fawkes identified that's Guy Fawkes, Fawkes, identified himself as John Johnson, servant to Thomas Percy. And it was Percy's name which appeared on the government's first arrest warrant.
That's right, yeah. Yeah, that's right. That's my 11th great-grandfather. Yeah.
Wow.
He was a loan shark, a bit of a loan shark before that all came to occur. But again, I'm still not sure. I mean, when we look at all of the things that have occurred in our time, I'm not sure if it was all a setup, by the establishment itself anyway, which it could more than likely have been a big setup to push the agenda that's unfolding, or put more protection around the royal family and the politicians, etc. You know.
Absolutely, because that kind of a scenario allows them to handpick a list of people that they just want to get rid of. You know?
Exactly. Yeah, exactly that. It's exactly that. A bit like the 9/11, and then we saw the great changes that occurred from that. The getting molested at airports, and the police turning into soldiers against the populace, and everyone being a potential terrorist, etc. So I often do wonder if the gunpowder plot was another doing like that, another deal like that.
Very interesting. Well, I thank you for sharing that. I'm going to put a few little illustrations on it and get it up quickly so that people can enjoy it today on the 5th. It can be a little distraction from the election craziness that's in the air here in the U.S. And, you know, I have people, it's kind of funny. I just had someone send me a message and ask me who I thought was going to be the winner of this contest, and I have no idea. But I'll just say
I think I've been thinking about it quite heavily, and I have to say I don't think they're going to tolerate placating to the Republicans with Trump any longer. They've got a plan that needs to unfold. And that plan is not to placate anymore to the Patriots. So I think 2025 is a big year for the chaos to start unfolding in real time. So I honestly believe, regardless of who is it who said it matters not. It only matters who counts the votes.
Yes.
So,
I think that might have been Albert Pike.
It might have been him as well. Yeah. He was right. And but I honestly think they're going to put I think they've got everything in order, i.e. the ability that they've written in to push the military against its own people in the United States. That's already done now. So I think they don't want to play like I say, placate to the Republicans or the Patriots any longer. I think they're going to get Kamala in there, and that will make the ball start to roll and the collapse to be it's already began in earnest, but I mean the fall is going to start to get steeper, I believe. I don't think they're going to let Trump get in there for another 4 years so that they can pretend anymore. They need Kamala in there because she's the kind of the idiot that they've picked for the collapse, and Biden was another one. It's a bit like the Roman Empire, where they blamed the collapse on their emperor at the time, didn't they? It was apparently a bit of a dunce, and so they blamed the whole collapse on him. When in reality, as we know it, it's got nothing to do with the emperor or the king or the president or prime minister. There's people beyond that have things that they want to get done. And so they get them done, and then they put little puppets in place like Kamala and Biden to make it look as though that's the reason why it occurred. You know,
absolutely, that's exactly. And also remember that Alan has said before, and I think this is a humorous, but there may be truth to it, point here, that when they want to get really bloody, they put a woman in. And I think there's something to be said for that. I mean, no doubt that the plans that they have long-term and short-term can be executed by anyone, but it'll be, the U.S. also hasn't had a woman in, whereas other first world countries have. It might just be time for that. That was not Pike. And, I think that's often attributed to Stalin, that it doesn't, it's only who counts the votes that matters.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, Lenin or Stalin, I believe it was. That's
right. Of course, it's all shot down when you look at the debunkers. Nobody actually said it. Nope, Stalin didn't say it. Evan, so lately it looks like they've been attributing it to Joe Biden, which is kind of humorous.
Yeah, yeah. And yeah, I mean, we only have to look at, for an example of a female that they put in as a leader to be horrendous. You only have to look at Jacinda Ardern in New Zealand.
Absolutely. Great one. Yeah. Yeah.
The convict one in '84.
Yeah.
I mean, oh my goodness. Some of the footage I saw of that woman, the way she was speaking.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
Oh my goodness. It was like, it was outrageous.
It was outrageous. It really was outrageous.
Who could she possibly think she is to be able to speak to people like that? It was just outrageous. Yeah,
the Prime Minister.
Yeah.
Well, listen.
I just wanted to say this before you go about Westminster. I used to work in Westminster a number of years ago. And me and a friend who were both awake at the time, we were both watching it being revamped. Big Ben and the Houses of Parliament were being revamped, fixed up. Construction works were going on there, and I'll be honest with you. We said it to each other all the way back then. I won't be surprised if they're doing what they did with the towers. If they're going through those, and putting in all of the necessary materials in order to make a big. And it wouldn't surprise me in the coming years if Westminster is dropped, and it wouldn't surprise me either if V for Vendetta, the movie, was again another.
Yep.
Yeah, that's what it looks like. Yeah, that's all I wanted to say, really.
All right. Well, listen, Rare, I appreciate, I'm glad we had a good connection because we've tried to speak a time or two and didn't, like it cuts in and out. We had a nice conversation the other day though, so that's good. And I'm sure that I will talk to you again before we have a longer real history, but I thank you for letting us know about your connection to Guy Fawkes Day.
And there's a few of us, Melissa. I've got a number of siblings, so he's his spawn from him is there's a lot of us. Let me just say that. Yeah, there's a bunch of us. Yeah.
That's great. Okay, well, I will slap a couple of pictures on this and put it up, and people can enjoy it on today, the 5th of November.
Brilliant. Bless you. Bless you all.
You too. All right. Take care.
Speak soon. Bye-bye. Bye.
Bye.